A word on Joint Task Force Southeast Operation Uduaghan. Troops of Operation Uduaghan sustained offensive posture throughout the week under review. They conducted operation in Haila and Agota local government areas of Anambra State, as well as Okigwe and Arachukwu local government areas of Imo and Abia states. However, during patrol in Arachukwu, troops discovered some banner boldly written National Research and Production, Biafra Province Government, Bende Division, and Biafra Military Depot in the area. The camps were destroyed, while some arms and ammunition, motorcycle, improvised explosive devices, and some pairs of military boots were recovered from the camps. Before I go to closing remark, I told you that there was something that came up shortly before I was to come, and we need to let you know what it is. So that comes under other information. Now, incessant protests by some discharged soldiers at the Federal Ministry of Finance. It will be recalled that the federal government of Nigeria implemented the new minimum wage for all federal government workers in July 2024. Before the implementation of the minimum wage, there was a chart based on which gratuity and security deployment allowance was calculated for soldiers, and then the minimum wage chart. So basically, there were two charts in 2024. The first chart was what we call pre-minimum wage chart, which was effective 1st January 2024 to 28 July 2024. I repeat, 1st January 2024 to 28 July 2024. There was a chart based on which retired soldiers or retired military personnel's emoluments were being calculated. Then the second chart was the real minimum wage chart, which took effect from 29th July to date. Now, calculation of gratuity and security debarment allowance. Gratuity and security debarment allowance for military personnel is calculated based on salary chart on the effective date on retirement. So if a soldier is retired today, the subsisting chart that his emolument will be calculated will be based on the chart today. If tomorrow another chart comes out, that soldier's emolument will not be calculated based on that. Unfortunately, the soldiers who retired between 1st January 2014 to 28 July 2024, I say again, those soldiers who retired from 1st January 2024 to 28 July 2024, before the implementation of the new minimum wage, wanted their gratuity and security debarment allowance to be calculated based on the new minimum wage chart. This cannot be done because the policy of the new minimum wage came into effect on 29th July. Thus, soldiers who fall within the category of pre-minimum wage chart are those soldiers who continually protest and construct barricades at the Federal Ministry of Finance, despite being educated on the two charts by Defense Headquarters. Therefore, it is necessary to reiterate that government policies have effective dates of implementation, and this case cannot be an exception. Therefore, the action of those soldiers is seriously affecting the smooth conduct of activities at the Federal Ministry of Finance. The defense headquarters acknowledges freedom of legitimate protest, but the veterans are strongly advised to tread with caution and vacate the premises of the Federal Ministry of Finance in order to pave way for normal government functions to seamlessly be conducted at the ministry. This is the message that came for us to pass to you so that you can help us through your medium to also inform some of our veterans and the general Nigerian public. Now, in closing, senior officers, gentlemen of the press, in conclusion, the Armed Forces of Nigeria remains fully committed to its constitutional mandate of defending the territorial integrity of our great nation, supporting civil authorities in maintaining internal security and ensuring peace and stability across all regions. We appreciate your continuous support and objective reportage, which play a crucial role in strengthening national unity and public confidence. As always, we urge the media and the general public to rely on verified information from official sources and to refrain from circulating content that could compromise ongoing operations or endanger lives of our personnel or civilians. The Armed Forces of Nigeria, the military, has a document we refer to as Conditions and Terms of Service. In that document, everything regarding the disengagement and otherwise of military personnel are spelled out. And also, there are different entry methods or categories into the military. For soldiers, they go to depot. For officers, they go to as regular cadets, regular combatant cadets. They go to the Nigerian Defense Academy. And we also have other ways through which officers can be commissioned, granted presidential commission. We call it short service. That is open to graduates. And we'll also have direct short service that is open to professionals. When I mean professionals, we are talking of doctors, accountants, lawyers. They can go for direct short service. But short service, they go as combatant officers, but as graduates. While those that finish secondary school go to Nigerian Defense Academy as cadets, and you pass out academy. So there are different terms and conditions for the services of all this category of officers and also soldiers. So whichever condition catches up with you, you take it like that, you go. Abi, unless the terms and conditions of service, Armed Forces of Nigeria is rewritten, we'll still go by what is contained in that document. That is for that. What was the second part? How do we do with the other ones? Our job in the Southeast. If you recall, for the past 2 months, we've now been having so much challenges in the Southeast. So these are as a result of renewed vigor of the troops there, as well as what happens to sympathizers or sponsors of that terrorist acts there. And what happened to the other ones in Nigeria? That's what you're saying. Well, Samuel Epa was an individual in Finland, so his trial was speedily done by Finnish government. But here, we have so many of them. We have so many of them that have to be tried. And in any case, the duty of the military is not to dispense justice. Our duty is to fix an appointment between you and those that will judge you. Or fix appointment between the terrorist and his maker. So what becomes of him is not our business again. But we just have a task of doing this too. And we have done it. And the judiciary are doing their own. Thank you. Then the first question from Gloria, she said there was a viral video going around on social media in one of the northern states where terrorists were being celebrated and pictures being taken with them. Was that your question? And what is the defense headquarters reaction? What do you have to do about it? Well, like I told you, a terrorist is a terrorist to the military. Whether they become friends and well-wishers to other communities, that is not our business. A terrorist is a terrorist, and that is why our troops are in various theaters ensuring that they take away these terrorists so that you and me can go about our normal activities without fear of intimidation. Sometimes, these terrorists we are talking about, you know, some of them are part of us. They are from within the communities, some of them. True of us. Good. So until we catch you and interrogate you properly and ascertain that you are a terrorist, then you are a terrorist to us. So many narratives has been passed across social media about how terrorists are treated in some parts of the country. We don't treat terrorists as such. I've told you what we do with them. If we grab them alive, we'll hand them off. But if in the course of our operations, exchange of fire, they go, then fine. So defense headquarters or the military for that matter do not, I will never entertain that kind of fraternity with terrorists. It's not part of our game. Thank you. And let me also, based on what I read to you about the activities of some of our veterans at the Federal Ministry of Finance, I've invited one of our stakeholders in the finance sector who are constantly talking to these soldiers. When I mean soldiers, the retired ones that are causing those problems. They have been talking to them in collaboration with Military Pensions Board. So I want to give him a minute or two so that he can also lend his voice to what I've just read to you, because nobody asked about it. So he can also add his voice so that we'll be more informed about what the Defense Headquarters is doing in order to ensure that those our veterans that are always barricading entrances to Federal Ministry of Finance, disrupting traffic, and obstructing activities of the ministry are talked to.